Right, okay. Okay, working off of my previous, Lily Tech video, more stuff we've got. So I had one theory for both Geef and, I guess, any grappler character, where, I had, kind of a gimmicky idea in my head of taking advantage of the fact that the screen freeze effect of the DR, of the raw drive rush, will kind of eat your directional inputs, specifically your directional inputs, and had this idea of, in certain situations, not this situation, but just for an example. So you have to be at least, I think, +3? I think it's +3 here, let me check. Yeah, you have to be around there, like +3 or 4, I think, and then you can do a raw drive rush. And if they do a really quick up back, the input will get completely eaten by the screen freeze, and you can still grab them. Very gimmicky. I don't know. I'll mess around with it, see how effective it is. Okay, on to more legitimate stuff. I've been experimenting more with Drive Rush forward heavy punch, even though it is minus. Even when you do it as close as possible, it puts her in this awkward range, which is outside the range of almost every character's 4-framers in the game. So even though she is -1, like if I were to take Luke, for example. So if Luke reversals with crouch jab. So some characters she can do it point blank, other characters you just go across here and it will put her at command throw range, but outside of 4-framer range, which would be effective. And then if they do, like, let's say a 6-framer, like a crouch strong or something. So this would depend on the character, whether or not they have a good 6-framer. So Luke has a good 6-framer that reaches that far. Some characters have to either do a 7-framer at this range or something else. So in this particular instance, but some characters that don't have a good 6-framer won't necessarily be able to trade or win against the command throw, and instead we'll have to rely on a 5-framer to reach. And the thing about 5-framers in this game is that you can't. Very few of the, like. Okay, let me just demonstrate. So if he does like light kick or whatever to beat my command throw, the thing about that is that his light kick automatically reaches. Now he can't confirm the light kick because it's just a light kick, you know. So the only character that's really particularly threatening at this point would probably be Jamie after level 1, because he has his 5-frame stand jab that would reach, but it also goes into the target combo, so he can keep it safe on block, but he can still confirm into a knockdown on hit without having to waste resources by just doing a light into a raw drive rush without confirming anything. But in any case, the fact that they can only really stuff this with 5-framers, and they can't really confirm those 5-framers. They just have to commit to assuming that it's going to hit in order to punish you for it, is pretty good. In a similar vein, off of certain knockdowns, if you do your drive rush forward heavy punch from downtown, and you get the positioning around here, which is right inside max range crouch fierce. So for instance, off of your command throws and you get your drive rush, you can do that, and then you're right in crouch fierce range, and at -1. And this is a range that I've been going through all the cast and looking at their button interactions for this particular range off of different values. So off of -4, which is that on block, to -1, which is that, to 0 for that, to +2 for that, etc., and seeing how Lily's buttons interact with the opponent's buttons and options in those circumstances, because that is her ideal range. She has 2 ideal ranges where she can still be minus or not necessarily that plus, but still have a range advantage over most of the opponents, and that is right inside command throw range, because command throw SPD 5-framer is generally better than further range than other 5-frame buttons in the game. Certainly 4-frame buttons. And at this range, her Crouch Fierce range is where she's most effective. Where her buttons are most superior. Okay, anyways, so yeah. Just do it. So I've been doing that more often off of command throw, instead of just going into Crouch Fierce into that, which is obviously good and solid and stuff. I've been doing a lot of this, and then leaving it at -1, and then going for something else, like going for a Crouch Fierce, or to beat their button poke out or something, or if they're not going to poke. So obviously, refer to my previous video for that particular situation, being -1 in Crouch Fierce range, and I talked about all the options, I'm sure, back in that video, but yeah, just to recap, when you're in this particular range of, like, right inside of Crouch Fierce, you have this, you have Crouch Fierce, you have Back Fierce, you have Stand Fierce, you have Crouch Jab Buffer, you have, I think I'm going to, yeah, okay, I'll just cover this right now. You have, one thing that you can do, let me look through my notes and find an instance where this, particularly works. Okay, so for instance, if I have Jamie to reversal to try to poke out with his stand medium punch. So this has a tendency to beat her crouch jab and a lot of her lights and stuff. So if she does whatever. So there's a thing that you can do, I think I did mention this already in my previous video, where you can do light, so either crouch jab, stand jab, stand short, stand jab, or crouch short, stand jab. So you kind of get 2 buffer periods. So if you do stand short, stand jab, you can do stand short and then buffer that stand short into an EX Condor Spire, and if it doesn't hit, the buffer that you did will come out as a stand jab rapid cancel, not a whiff, a rapid cancel, and then you can then buffer that rapid canceled stand jab into super or another Condor Spire or whatever. So this is like an instance where you can do that. So you can do, so my inputs were, after I did my medium punch, I did stand light kick, then quarter circle forward 2 punches, or 2 buttons, because I'm in modern, then down auto plus special for the EX Condor Spire, so that comes out as stand light kick, rapid cancel stand jab, and then the light kick whiffs. Usually in interactions, this works out better for crouch short stand jab, because crouch short has a better hurt box on startup, so it has a bigger tendency to dodge some of these other buttons like that, where there are 2 ships passing in the night, they don't hit each other. And then the rapid cancel comes behind it for the whiff punish of the button. Like so. Right. In some of these instances, depending on, this is especially handy for certain characters like Luke, where all of his buttons move him forwards or extend his hurt box forwards, where if he's in a situation where he's going to take his turn and, you know, he's plus and whatever, you of course have your crouch jab buffer, but sometimes that doesn't work out. But you can do command grab as a counter poke, and this actually catches an overwhelming majority of the counter poke buttons that a lot of characters do, especially moves that she normally kind of struggles to deal with, like doesn't have a good answer to sweep, and is not very good at punishing it. Unless a sweep is like -12 at least, she's not very good at punishing sweeps. But you can light grab buffer, or not buffer, just fucking beat it. Risky gambit, but, you know, useful under certain circumstances against button Z players. Especially if you're suspecting their options are either fucking jump back or hit a button. This is a piece of anti-fireball tech, general matchup tech, or more specifically for like Chun and I guess Aki and such, and Guile, where she can do her back fierce, and it will trade through fireballs. So when they approach with fireballs, you can do back fierce, get a trade, stuff their fucking drive rushes, shit like that. There's another situation. Now this kind of depends on the characters, but another situation to add on to what I was talking about a lot in my previous video, with this rotation of options of what the opponent might do, because I had some instances talking about what you can do to cover back jumping off of this. So if you do this and then you whiff another button, can you drive rush again and cover the back jump? So depending on what option you do in this particular interaction, you might have the time to chase a back jump, etc. But one thing that you can do is when you're in this range, you can threaten with a forward jump, and if they happen to back jump at that instance, because this is 0 on block when you do it as a drive rush like this, if you jump forward and they jump back at that instance to escape your other buttons and things that you might be doing, you can't do this against some characters like JP because his jumping medium punch just reaches too far, but you can do this against Ken, and any button he sticks out won't hit you while you're following him, and then you can hit jump strong right there, and it's still at the perfect distance. And it is effectively a safe jump because you're jumping at the same time. If he DPs as soon as he lands, you will safe jump him. So, and if he hits a button on his way down, you will punish counter him and get a confirm. Oh, right, I was looking at my notes. I didn't understand what I had written here. Right, okay, this is a whiff cancel. Okay, I have 2 notes to have about, like, special cancel, altering your special cancels during the buffer window of cancelable normals. So one note is that this game works the same as Street Fighter V did, as I've mentioned in some of my videos on this game, which is that you can input any special and then change your input to any EX special. So I'm inputting crouch fierce and then quarter circle forward heavy and then quarter circle back 2 buttons, and so I'd normally be inputting this, but because I inputted EX whatever the fuck afterwards, it comes out as EX. If I were to do it in the opposite order, it wouldn't work. So I did EX Condor Spire, and then I inputted quarter circle back heavy windstock, and that time it takes the first special you do, not the second one, because EX moves have priority when you input them. When you input 2 things in sequence, it'll always take the EX move. And the same accounts for DIs and fucking drive rush cancels. So you can do a drive rush cancel and then input an EX move and it will win. But if you input an EX move and then input a drive rush cancel, the EX always has priority over all other things except for, like, including super, actually. Yeah, it just takes EX, is basically what I'm saying. So, right, okay, this is what I had, this is what I was theory crafting it for, because Stand Fierce with Lily is, like, particularly rewarding when you get it on punish counter, and so I don't really want to cancel Stand Fierce into anything when I get it on punish counter, because it'd be a waste of meter to just go into and to do all 3 bars for a drive rush cancel when it's completely unnecessary, and I get an excellent combo anyways. However, if I catch like a limb, like a counter hit and not a punish counter hit, I do want to buffer it out here into a drive rush, or at least some sort of special. So instead, I was thinking, people did these kinds of option selects in Street Fighter V with the longer screen, the longer screen pause that happened when you got a crush counter as opposed to just a normal hit. In this particular instance, you can buffer it into... You can buffer into Drive Rush, and then override it with EX after the fact, but there's a very tight window for you to do this, because if you do it like that, as you can see, it comes out Drive Rush cancel, then EX, so it doesn't combo and you waste 5 bars and it sucks. So high risk for doing, that's if you input it incorrectly. It's quite difficult to input it correctly, because if you do it too quickly, you just get Stand Fierce into the EX. If you do it too late, you get that, where you get both. There is a window where you can get... there is a very small window where you can get it correctly. I don't think it's worth doing because it is very tenuous and not reasonable. But that's not relevant to the piece of tech that I wanted. That's just another weird system mechanic thing that I wanted to point out. But, right. However, there is... You can take advantage of this. I know that back when this change was made, where they nerfed all the lights by making it so that they whiff cancel into wasting 3 bars on a drive rush. People had theory crafted stupid bullshit where you could like do light whiff into drive rush or whatever, or like drive rush, light drive rush. And I think that there is something to work with there. I think that you can do... So, in this particular instance, with Lily, I would say you can do Drive Rush, Crouch, Light Punch, Drive Rush, if you want to spend 4 bars to get in. And this will give you much more, like, movement and momentum, and the double screen freeze allows you to see if the opponent is airborne or pressing a button or something. And the Crouching Light Punch, specifically, this is where the option select kind of stuff comes in. You can buffer that into an EX special and a Drive Rush cancel at the same time. So, like so. So that, I inputted Drive Rush, Crouch Jab, Quarter Circle Forward, 2 buttons for EX Condor Spire, then fucking the parry input, which does Drive Rush again. Like so. And if that clips a limb, it will come out as Drive Rush, Crouch Jab, hit the button, then go into EX Condor Spire, which is ultimately 3 bars, but it does, you know, get you in. Expensive, not worth doing all the time, but yes, it is an option. Mainly it's just to spend the extra meter to get the extra forward momentum. And it's just, you know, you have the option of also adding an option select that will auto-confirm the crouch jab for you. You could confirm it into level 1 if you don't want to spend the extra drive gauge, since you can also do that as an option select. Right, I wanted to clarify that if the opponent jumps out of the corner, Crouch Fierce covers it. You can do some things if it's normal hit, but if it's counter hit, you can side switch and get a last second light DP, win DP. It has to be the 4-frame version, so you have to have a win for this, and get a side switch combo off of that. Only if it's counter hit, so only if they're pressing a button on the way down. Other than that, I have a lot of meaty setups. Like, for instance, I think it's block first, well, I'll just demonstrate with no block. So I like the knockdown of light wind Condor Spire, because if you forward dash, you're plus 26, which means 2 things. It means you can get It means you can get a meaty, heavy wind stock. Stop jumping. You can get a meaty, heavy wind stock. Not the absolute meatiest. It's -6, not -5. There are some setups so you can get it to -5. Not as many as I would like in mid-screen, but there are some setups. I've been, you know, theory crafting a lot of Oki situations. Looser Oki or stronger Oki. This is particularly strong Oki that you get off of this, because you can forward dash and then drive rush. And then you can drive rush back fierce, and this will hit at its meatiest frame, which means it's +4 on block, and most importantly, +11 on hit. Natural hit. No counter hit. Which means you can get your full damage, your absolute highest damage, without having to spend any extra resources, even if you don't have any wind anymore. So this is like your strongest strike throw situation right here. It's off of light wind Condor Spire, forward dash, drive rush, and you can either do back fierce or command grab. And off of back fierce, if it's blocked, you're still close enough to do a strike or a confirmable light sequence into a knockdown, whatever. Yeah, I've been experimenting with other things. I've been experimenting with micro walk situations off of. Usually, I would prefer to do this off of meaty situations, so like that. So a drive rush crouch jab, and it has 3 active frames. I wish it had 4, but you can do it as a meaty, and it would be +3 on block anyways. It's more if you get it meaty, and then you can do a micro walk forwards off of that to get your 4-framer, and if you do it effectively, you can get there. So a 4-piece. 4 lights in a row as a block string, and it puts you at the right range to do this, which will allow you to space your light Condor Spire without needing wind. Like so. So it'll be 0, and it should be +1. There, +1. And, yeah, I like this situation. It's, you know, multiple guesses in a row. You can confirm this really easily. You don't need wind to do it. You can easily confirm even 3 hits of it into the DP, etc. Whatever. I like this sequence. It's good because it has a lot of guesses inside it. When you're in the corner, there's a lot of other different knockdowns you can get. Like, you can get fucking, One thing that you can do in the corner is, normally if you take your DP ender, which is your way of confirming off of some of these Condor Spires that you might have done into the corner, you normally don't get to stock up another wind stock, because you'll be minus when they get up, but off of a lot of these DP enders, you can do a frame kill into a meaty... I didn't do it right there, but you can do a frame kill into a meaty wind stock. Am I delusional? Is this not the right setup for this? No, there we go. I was just doing it wrong. Right, so you can get a meaty there, and this actually is a true, like a perfect meaty on the last active frame, which means that they cannot drive impact this on their wake up. You'll be able to recover and counter DI. Would be better if it was a setup into the heavy version, because that would get your knockdown and you can do weird conversions when you hit that meaty in the corner. Whatever. So anyways, yes, you can convert into your full damage with your things, and then still do a meaty that allows you to get a stock of wind back, and then you can keep up your gameplay. Finding myself preferring to do these sort of meaty wind stock setups, because I like it better than just like taking the knockdown and then doing the light wind stock like this, and then it just gets a little more, you get to occupy a little more space in the neutral by doing your dash up and then taking these situations, and if it gets the hit, all the better, etc. So I mean, this has, like, tons of pushback on block when you do these meaty setups. Enormous pushback on block. So long as you're not -8 from doing it naturally, it's pretty safe. Which is better than just doing this and then just being fucking out here, taking your wind again. Off of, when you have one wind stock in mid-screen and you land some of these, you can usually whiff. There's like a million like auto time setups for you to do meaty situations. So you get your double dash into like +7, or you can do your medium one into forward jump and then you land and you're +2, etc. So there's millions of these. This one's always +5. You can also do, if you just spent your last wind and now you're at no wind, you can also whiff non-wind Condor Spires and do similar things. So this auto gets in this position and is +3. If you do the light one, you're +7 and still in command throw range, medium command throw range. So you can do Crouch Fierce for your 10 frame, for your meaty, or you can go into whatever. So I like this because it lets you alternate between different spacings. So you don't have to, like, if I were to do this and then do double dash or whatever, I could still walk backwards. You're +10. It's definitely not a bad thing to do. Just keep doing that. But I like the ability to either be point blank in command throw range or have like more distance and then go for some sort of shimmy or some sort of more distanced meaty from further away. And also it's just very easy to do because it's just a single input. Whee! So all of these things also, if you do like one step down, you get like a dash up into a meaty Condor Spire. So if you do the heavy wind Condor Spire, you get this, so you can dash up and do the medium one, non-wind medium one, and it's a meaty situation. This is good. I like going for these meaty when they're not super obvious. I like going for these meaty ones, so these situations where you can do it with the light and the medium instead of the heavy, I particularly prefer because they get extra pushback on block. You know, you get the most corner carry by doing this, as opposed to here. So this is the most corner carry that you get for a meaty setup. It gets a knockdown on normal, on natural hit, and it's +3 in, you're much closer than if you were to do like a drive rush of a different option. Like if you do that, drive rush, crouch strong, crouch fierce, or back fierce, you're going to be slightly further away, which means that you're not going to be in range to do like light kick, stand jab, uppercut if you don't have wind. It's not going to reach. But if you do it from there, it definitely reaches. So you can do the medium Condor Spire from there, or if you do the medium Condor Spire, you can dash forward and then do the light Condor Spire, and it's even better and harder to react to and such. So dash, light Condor Spire, extra pushback, meaty, gets a knockdown, plus go for mix, whatever. Good setup. Obviously, in addition to the fact that you can do other stuff. Right, you can do the medium one in the corner, and then you can backdash and do a meaty back fierce. So this is just the corner variation of that setup, where you can get the really good strike throw mix going. I've been looking across the cast at like which characters are capable of punishing Lily if she double stocks on some of her like crouch fierce or back fierce buffers or whatever. So if she does like so if she does that, she's -17. So after she takes a stock, she does not get good Oki from this. When she does these things, the heavy wind stock move, the knockdown, it just knocks them back too far away. She can't get good Oki from this unless they're already in the corner. So this is a good opportunity to just take an extra stock. So you get 2 stocks for the price of 1. Some characters, if they neutral tech, are capable of punishing this. So if Luke was not too far away when the hit happened. He can punish this, but he needs to be quite... kind of close. Who else can punish this? Manon can punish it with her level 1. Juri can punish it with her level 1. Cammy can punish it with level 1 or level 3. Guile can always punish it with level 1. And Dulcim can do like a button, like a standing medium kick or something. But all other characters cannot punish this. Is in terms of other punishable things. Okay, right. So Lily's Crouch Fierce especially kind of lingers a bit, so I measured each of these situations that Lily is likely to find herself in when she does Crouch Fierce at her ideal range, and which characters can punish this with a backdash. So if she's in Crouch Fierce range like this, -4 off of the standing medium punch. So off of -4, if the character's backdash, Luke can punish Crouch Fierce here. Jamie can punish this on -4 with the Drive Rush Stand Fierce. Manon can punish it with level 1. Kimberly can do Drive Rush Stand Strong. Marisa can do level 3 after backdash. Lily does not get a punish on herself in this situation. JP can do level 3. Juri could do level 1 or level 2, raw. DJ can do Drive Rush Stand Strong. Cammy can do level 1 or EX Drill, or level 3. Wait, is that right? That should be right. Ryu can do level 1. Honda can do level 1. Blanca can do his down forward heavy punch. Guile can do Drive Rush Crouch Strong into full combo. Ken can do... Let me demonstrate this degenerate fucking character. Fucking bullshit, man. Right, so... Yeah, he can do that. Dulcim can backdash Stand Fierce. Aki can do Drive Rush Stand Strong. So that's off of -4. Now if we go to the next up, which would be, I guess, -1, off of, like, Forward Fierce or whatever. I'm not going to record that because it's kind of obnoxious to space it. But off of -1, fewer characters are capable of punishing as Lily gets more and more advantage, obviously. So at -1, Luke can still punish, but he has to go for Drive Rush Crouch Light Punch instead of Crouch Strong. Jamie can do Drive Rush Crouch Light. Manon's punish still works. Kimberly can do Drive Rush Crouch Jab. Marisa still works. Juri still works. DJ can do Drive Rush Crouch Jab. Cammy still works. Ryu still works. Honda's, Blanca's, whatever. Guile can do Drive Rush Crouch Jab. Ken can do EX Tatsu or level 2. And Dulcim can either do his level 1, the light version of his level 1, or Stand Strong. At 0 frames, so even on blocks, off of Drive Rush Stand Strong from Lily, fewer characters are capable of punishing, so I don't think Ken does not get a punish here. Okay, so Luke can do just raw level 1 to punish this after a backdash. Jamie can do his level 1. Everyone else is fucked. DJ can do raw level 2. Cammy can do level 3. Honda's still where... Honda has the fucking best, like, one of the best supers in the game for just punishing shit. By far and away the farthest 7-frame thing in the game. Blanca has to do level 1 to punish it, and Dulcim can still hit Standing Strong. At +2, so when Lily does, like, fucking Drive Rush Crouch Strong into Crouch Fierce, or Drive Rush Crouch Fierce into Crouch Fierce, Luke can still punish, Jamie can still punish, DJ, Cammy, Honda, and Blanca. And then when Lily is at +4 off of certain interactions, like when she punishes something with, like, a fucking stand strong, counter hit or something. When Lily's at +4, all that's off the table. The only character that can punish is Honda with backdash level 1. And then at more plus than +4, no one can punish it anymore. So that's how that shapes out.